let's spell intimacy real quick. Now, this is different from men and women. Okay, men and women sexually are different. So we're going to spell this different. We're going to start with the I. Men says, I need for you to initiate sex and enjoy it. It's a big deal for a man. It's part of his self-esteem. If a woman never initiates sex, a man feels like he's unattractive and there's something wrong with him. And so he wants you to initiate sex and he wants you to enjoy it. Very important for his self-esteem. And touch me sexually. Women, one of a woman's most important needs is non-sexual affection. But men want sexual touching, not non-sexual touching. We need affection, but sexual touching. An eye for a woman, and intimacy. I need for you to connect with me all day and in bed too. She can't just jump in bed and have sex. That's not the way she's wired. Is for her to enjoy sex, she needs to feel like she's a part of your life all day long. And this is what I tell men. You need to pastor your wife all day long. Be connected to her. Help her to resolve events in her life and emotionally connect with her. And that makes her feel like she's valuable and that you're connected internally. And when she's having sex with you, then that makes her feel a physical connection that matches the emotional connection, not instead of it. In intimacy for men. Never shame me or reject my sexuality. Okay, men are generally more sexual than their wives. There are about 30% of women that are more sexual than their husbands, and many of those are older women. It doesn't matter. You always meet your spouse's sexual needs. You can't change it. In for a woman, never compare me or our sex lives to anybody else. And this is the horrible thing about pornography or just comparison in general. When men look at another woman or they look at pornography, they always compare. And they're saying, why doesn't my wife do this? Or what about this? Or what about this? Your wife is not going to be able to enjoy sex if she feels like you're bringing somebody else into the bed, real or imagined, or that she's having to compare with anybody else. You tell her how beautiful she is. You tell her how attracted you are to her, and you have sex with her. And if you have a desire, state your desire, but never in a manner that makes her feel like if she doesn't do that, you're going to love her less, or that she's competing with someone else for your affections. Just let all that go. T for a man. Tell me what you want verbally and don't be closed off sexually. Don't communicate in negatives. Don't tell me what you don't like. Tell me what you like. And don't do it with grunts and groans while we're having sex or knock my hand off or hit me on the back of the head or something like that. Just say, I don't like that, but I like this. Rather than being ashamed of the subject. Sex is a beautiful thing. Don't be ashamed of the subject. But communicate to your husband and let him know. Even to the point of saying, okay, honey, you've been wanting to have good sex with me, and let me tell you what I need. That's what your husband needs, is verbal communication, rather than, rolling your eyes or grunts and groans, those kinds of things. So talk with me, okay? So I, for a man, I need for you to dress and act sexual and be creative. Okay. Be more sexual than you feel. I tell men all the time about communication, talk more than you feel like talking. It doesn't matter if you want to talk or not. She needs you to talk. So just be more emotional than you want to be and talk more than you feel like talking, and you'll meet her need. But for women, sometimes you may not feel sexual. You may not have a sexual desire. The number one problem that women have sexually is inhibited sexual desire. It can be chemical, it can be fatigue, it can be whatever it is, but you can be sexual even if you don't feel sexual, and he needs that. That's an important need that he needs from you. For a woman, I need for you to be well-groomed and focus on me as a person. And for a woman, she wants you to, see, a lot of times men will have rough, dirty hands, fingernails that aren't trimmed, nose hair, ear hair, it's out to here, and they come and they say, hey, baby. and she's going, yuck. You're gross. And you smell when you dated, you took care of yourself. And so take care of yourself, be well-groomed, and again, you focus on her as a person, and then that makes her feel like that, you care about her and that you've prepared yourself sexually and you care about how she feels. Okay, the M for men, make me feel good about myself and that you're my best friend. One of the most important things that women do is be their husband's best friend, and that makes him feel good about you. This is one of our biggest needs, to be buddies with our wives. I don't want to be mothered by Karen. I'm confessing now, but sometimes when I feel like Karen's mothering me, I'll say, I've got a mother, and she'll go, oh, okay. That's my buddy. That's my best friend. I have a mother. I don't want to be mothered. I was mothered for many years. I had plenty of that. Thank you, Mom. I need a wife. Okay. So I want her to be my buddy. For a woman, M, make me feel beautiful and that you're happy with me. Make me feel beautiful. And the way you talk to her, I have a friend up in Michigan. He is the most verbally expressive human being I've ever met in my life. And I'm always convicted when I'm around him because this is the way he talks with his wife. Every time, all the time. We're sitting having lunch and he says, love of my life, you gorgeous thing you, would you pass the ketchup? And I'm thinking, I'm such an idiot. I just say, would you pass the ketchup? And I'm missing an opportunity to tell her how beautiful she is. And they have a phenomenal marriage. And I'm saying, every time he's with his wife, that's the way he talks with his wife. Let me tell you, you think she feels beautiful? She radiates his mouth in how that's what you do with your wife. Everything, you compliment her. You tell her how beautiful it is. You don't criticize her. You tell her how beautiful it is. You make her feel beautiful. That's what she needs from you. The A, affection outside of bed and inside meets a deep need for honor. It makes me feel connected to you. Now, men will not say that they need affection, but they do. I love it when Karen touches me. I love it when she walks by and touches me or she comes up and hugs me. It makes me feel attractive and it makes me feel like I'm connected to her. It's a very, very important thing, which then leads to sex at some point, but it's affection outside. A, for a woman, affection outside of bed and inside meets a deep need for security. It makes me feel that you love me as a whole person. When men meet their wife's need for affection, for a man it makes us feel attractive and that they're connected to us, but for a woman it makes her feel secure. I'm connected to you. I don't want you just for sex, and I'm focusing on you. And so, again, it pays off in bed. Women don't just jump in bed and have sex. Their sexuality goes with their life as a whole. C, connect with me physically, give yourself to me. When you're having sex with your husband, he feels connected to you. It's a very important thing. Women, connect with me emotionally and spiritually and give yourself to me. We want your bodies, husbands to wives. We want your bodies. Wives to husband. We want your emotion and your heart. And when we connect with each other in that way, it makes a full connection. There's the male and the female. When I was in the hardware business, when I was in high school, I pulled pipe fittings. And there was the male and the female. I didn't know the difference. And the first day I went to work, it said male fittings, pull these male fittings and pull these female fittings. And I went to this guy who was, one of the bosses there, and I said, what does male and female mean? He said, come here, kid. And he took over and he pulled out the male fittings, then the female fittings, and put them together. And I thought, what a pervert he is, But they fit, and they're separate without each other. When Karen joins with me physically and I join with her emotionally and spiritually, we become one. It's a beautiful thing. We both need connection, but we express it in different ways. But when we make that connection, it becomes a full connection. Why? Your needs are my focus, and I will not be happy until you're happy. And the same with a woman. Your needs, her husband's need or her focus, I'll not be happy, you're happy. Women need security, non-sexual touching and affection, open and honest communication and leadership, not to be dominated, to be led by a loving husband that treats her as an equal. Men need honor, sex, friendship, and domestic support. Men do their own role in the home, serving, then domestic support. And the point being, your needs are important to me, and I'm not happy until you're happy.
Thank you for joining us. Experience the life-changing series Lifelong Love Affair on CD or DVD. Become a rock-solid partner today and equip yourself with the tools you need for a successful marriage. $14, $28, or $56 per month. Choose the partnership level that's right for you. Become a rock-solid partner today.